guys, how are you doing today? We are going to be looking at Unit 3A, but we are only going to look at the first part this week, okay? So we are going to see pages 24 and 25, okay? During our live, then we are going to discuss the speaking parts of the lesson, and then we are going to look through the exercises and make sure you had no questions, okay? As we did last week, I'm going to do the activities with you. I'm going to play the audios when we have listening activities, as it is the case with the first one already. I'm going to pause, talk. When I say stop, do the activity and then come back. This is the moment you should pause your video, do the activities yourself, because I'm going to continue and do the answer them with you, okay? So let me make myself smaller. Let me put myself here as soon as I am able to put myself here. Never able to move this thing. Okay. Okay, now we go. There we go. I'm here. So the title for this unit is The Truth About Air Travel. What is the truth? Do you know? Is there a lie that we're looking for the truth? Do you like traveling? I love traveling. It's one of the things that I'm missing the most with all the changes in my life lately. It's being able to travel. What is the best, most memorable trip you've ever took? Who was with you and why was it so special? Can you think about it? So, for us to start, we are going to start with listening and vocabulary. And we are going to listen to some in-flight announcements and match them to pictures A through D, okay? So what information or structures are the passengers being given? Let me centralize this better. So I'm going to play the conversation, and you're going to say if 1, 2, or 3, okay? I'm going to play it only once, so the class is not like huge, super long. But at home, you can always come back, listen to it again. And as I said, as soon as we finish, I'm going to ask you to stop. So if you didn't do while you were listening, you can do it. And then we go and answer them together, okay? So you have the answer keys.
2.2 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this flight to Hong Kong. Please place all hand luggage in the overhead compartments or underneath the seat in front of you. We ask that you please fasten your seatbelts, and for safety reasons, we advise you to keep them fastened throughout the flight.
2.
We also ask that you make sure your seats and table trays are in the upright position for takeoff. Please turn off all personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones. We remind you that smoking is prohibited for the duration of the flight.
3.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your special attention for the following safety instructions. Please read the safety instructions card, which is located in the pocket of the seat in front of you. There are 6 emergency exits on this aircraft, all marked with exit signs. Take a minute to locate the exit closest to you. Note that the nearest exit may be behind you.
4.
The safety instruction card is in the pocket of the seat in front of you. Please read it. It shows you the equipment carried on this aircraft for your safety. Your life jacket is located under your seat. In the unlikely event of the aircraft landing on water, place the life jacket over your head, fasten the straps at the front, and pull them tight. Do not inflate the jacket inside the aircraft. As you leave the aircraft, pull down the red tabs to inflate the vest. If necessary, the life jacket can be inflated by blowing through these tubes.
Okay, So if necessary, go back to the beginning of the audio, listen to it again. If not, let's check. So the first audio that we listened, the first instructions that we listened, they were talking about, let me put you in the middle, hold on. There. They were talking about luggages and where you should put in the overhead compartments. So we know that it is letter D that is talking about luggages, correct? Number 2 was talking about cell phones and electronic devices to put the tray in the upright position. So we have the cell phone here. We know that number 2 is letter B. Number 3, they were talking about the aisles, where are the emergency exits, what you do. So we know that number 3 is letter C. And last one that they were talking about is about the life vest, right? That you should blow on the red tube if it doesn't inflate. Do not inflate while you're in the plane. So on and so forth. And that one is number 4. So your answer should look like this. 4, 2, 3, 1. After we are done here, I want you to check out this exercise over here. We're going to listen again. So what word or phrase do the flight attendants use to mean small bags and cases, the cupboards above your seat, put on your seatbelt, phone, tablets, the door where you can get out of the plane quickly if there is a problem, the thing you can put on if the airplane is going to land on the sea, to blow air inside something. So look what we're going to do now. I am going to play it once again, okay? But I'm going to play and check with you at the same time, okay? So at this moment, I would like you to go back to the beginning if you want to do it by yourself. Other than that, we can do it together. I'm going to play and pause, and then we start doing this, okay?
2.2.
Here. Let me put there. Let me
1.
put this here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this flight to Hong Kong. Please place all hand luggage in the overhead compartments.
So guys, small bags and cases, hand luggage, right? Is that what she says? Hand luggage? Number 2, let's see.
Or underneath the seat in front of you. We ask that you please fasten your seatbelts.
Oh, hold on. Put on your seatbelt. So you should fasten your seatbelts. Okay. Here, let me see if I'm able to make this smaller. I have no idea how to do that. Let me just go back here so you can see the number 2.
1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this flight to Hong Kong. Please place all hand luggage in the overhead compartments.
So, the cupboards above your seat, the overhead compartments. Okay? Overhead compartments. Hold on. Overhead compartments. Now we got it. Number 4, phones and tablets.
Or underneath the seat in front of you. We ask that you please fasten your seatbelts, and for safety reasons, we advise you to keep them fastened throughout the flight.
2.
We also ask that you make sure your seats and table trays are in the upright position for takeoff. Please turn off all personal electronic devices.
So phones, tablets, computers, personal electronic devices. Personal electronic devices.
Including laptops and cell phones, We remind you that smoking is prohibited for the duration of the flight.
3,
Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your special attention for the following safety instructions. Please read the safety instructions card, which is located in the pocket of the seat in front of you. There are 6 emergency exits on this.
So the doors where you can get out if there's a problem, emergency exits, right? Correct? Number 6, let's see.
Aircraft, all marked with exit signs. Take a minute to locate the exit closest to you. Note that the nearest exit may be behind you.
Number 6, guys, what you have to put on now.
The safety instruction card is in the pocket of the seat in front of you. Please read it. It shows you the equipment carried on this aircraft for your safety. Your life jacket is located.
How do you say it? Life jacket, or she also says at some point, life vest, right? Same thing, doesn't matter. And then the last one, we need to blow inside, to blow air inside
Under your
the tube.
seat. In the unlikely event of the aircraft landing on water, place the life jacket over your head, fasten the straps at the front, and pull them tight. Do not inflate the jacket inside the aircraft.
So
As you
there we go. The word for to blow air in something, in the case the jacket, is to inflate. Okay? Is that the answers that you guys got from it as well? If you have any questions, please make sure you write them down, okay? So we can discuss on our lives. Guys, we have some extra vocabulary related to air travel here. Look, we have some nouns. Let me put you here. And we have the definition. So an airport terminal is a building in an airport divided into arrivals and departure, right? Where you go out and in from the airport to catch the plane. Letter B, an electronic display showing the flight times and if the flight is on time, boarding, close those TVs. So departures, board, right? Because we want to talk about the TV, so aboard. Where you give in any checked in luggage and are given a boarding pass. So check-in desk, right? Where you go to check in. Letter D, where you take your luggage to check in if you already have your boarding pass. So if you already have your boarding pass, you can drop off, so baggage drop off. This is very common nowadays at the airports, right? You go to a place to get your boarding pass and then to a different place to drop your bags, correct? So this is D. Letter E, where they check that you are not trying to take prohibited items like liquids or sharp objects onto the plane by scanning your luggages, your hand luggages, and making you walk through a metal door. Security, correct? Makes sense that we go through security. Here. Letter F, where passengers who are traveling business or first class can wait for their flights. My dream, a VIP lounge to enjoy all those fun things that they've got there, which I don't know what they are, but I imagine they're fun. Have you ever been on a VIP lounge? Can you tell me, is it fun? Where you show your boarding pass and ID and board your flight? At the gate, right? Oh, your flight is at gate 11 and then you run because gate 11 is all the way across. I remember when we were coming home from Italy, our flight was on gate 10, I think, at gate 10. We arrived at gate 9 and there were a lot of stores and we have some time. So we go like, well, we are 9, next is 10, let's move around. But lucky us, the stores were closing. And apparently they do not care if you want to buy things or not. If it's closing time, they're going to close it and they ask you to leave. So we did. And we go like, oh, okay, let's go to the gate then since we have nothing to do here. From 9 to 10, you actually had to take a bus, go around the airport, and then go somewhere else. It was actually very far. So it was good that the ladies did not want to help us. So gate is letter G. Then we have where the plane takes off and lands, which is the runway, letter H. Where you collect your luggage on arrival, and there are usually trolleys for carrying heavy luggage. Trolleys are those small carts, okay, guys, that you have in airports. So baggage reclaim, and this you can see in the signs all over where you need to go to get your baggage reclaims. H-I, and then the last one, where your luggage may be checked to see if you are bringing illegal goods into the country, the one place nobody wants to go through when they're coming from a different place. Letter J, okay? So you can stop the video, read them carefully and calmly, okay? Now, we are going to check this on board. So now you're going to complete the text with the words from the list, and we are going to be using these words to complete the text. Duh. So look, aisle, cabin crew, seatbelts, connecting flights, turbulence, direct flights, jet lag, long-haul flights. So I often fly to Chile on business. I always choose an aisle seat. Guys, remember that you have the aisle seat and then the window seat and then the middle that nobody wants because you have to go. But, well, I don't. So aisle is the one next to all the corridor, okay? So I can get up and walk around more easily. Sometimes there is when the plane flies over the Andes. So probably there is turbulence, which I don't enjoy. And what would you say here? Who talks to the passengers? And the cabin crew. Tell the passengers to put their, what do you put on if there's a turbulence? Your seatbelts, right? Seatbelts. There aren't any to Chile from London. What can't you go from London to Chile? Maybe straight, right? So there aren't direct flights. So I usually have to get if there isn't direct flight, you probably need a connect flight in Madrid. Whenever I take long haul flights, I always suffer from because of the time difference, and I feel tired from several days. So the time difference when you go to one country from another, we feel jet lagged. Let's see if it's correct.
2.4. On board.
I often fly to Chile on business. I always choose an aisle seat so that I can get up and walk around more easily. Sometimes there is turbulence when the plane flies over the Andes, which I don't enjoy, and the cabin crew tell the passengers to put their seatbelts on. There aren't any direct flights to Chile from London, so I usually have to get a connecting flight in Madrid. Whenever I take long-haul flights, I always suffer from jet lag because of the time difference, and I feel tired for several days.
Okay, guys, so we did a good job. It was correct. Now, let me put you here. And we are going to, we're not going to do this one. We're going to do this one, which is related to some of the subjects that we have been studying, right? Phrasal verbs. So complete the sentences. Sorry, guys. my mother-in-law knocked. So we are going to complete the sentences with the phrasal verbs, okay? So remember that phrasal verbs, they are a verb plus the participle that can be an adverb, can be a preposition, or an adverb and a preposition. And once we use the participle, they change the meaning of the verb, okay? So look, my husband dropped me off. Do you guys remember that every time we have a pronoun, we do not have the option of putting them in the end of the sentence, in the end of the phrasal verb, okay? It always needs to be in the middle. At the airport 2 hours before the flight. I, online, the day before I was going to fly. As soon as I, blah, 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 the plane, I sat down in the first empty seat. 4. The plane, la 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 la, late because of the bad weather. 5. I, blank. The immigration form for the US, which the cabin crew gave me shortly before landing. When the plane, I felt exhausted after the long flight. When I, blah, 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 my luggage at baggage reclaim, I bumped into an old friend who had been on the same flight. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to pause the video now. Answer. Once you're done, come back so we can check, okay? Let's check. Okay, so I, online, the day before I was going to fly. I checked in online the day before. Opa. Don't check aqui. The day before. As soon as the plane, I got. Guys, remember that you need to change the verb tenses, okay? So here we want to put there in the base form, we want to put them in the past. The plane, late because of the bad weather. The plane took off late because of the bad weather. I picked up the immigration form for the US, which the cabin crew. I picked up or I filled? Hold on. Filled in. Let me make this smaller. Hold on. There we go. I filled in, sorry. When I got, hold on. Got on, got off. When I got off the plane, I felt exhausted after the long flight. When I picked up my luggage at baggage reclaim, I bumped into an old friend. Okay, should we listen and check? Let's see.
2.6. Phrasal verbs related to air travel. 1.
My husband dropped me off at the airport 2 hours before the flight.
2.
I checked in online the day before I was going to fly.
3. As soon as I got on the plane, I sat down in the first empty seat. 4.
The plane took off late because of the bad weather.
5.
I filled in the immigration form for the US, which the cabin crew gave me shortly before landing.
6.
When I got off the plane, I felt exhausted after the long flight.
7. When I picked up my luggage at baggage reclaim, I bumped into an old friend who had been on the same flight.
Okay, so we got it. Now we are going to go back to page 24. Guys, this reading portion is actually very long, okay? So what we are going to do is I want you to read the text, okay? And at this point, you're going to read it by yourself. And we are going to talk about it during our live, okay? If you don't watch the video before the live, I'm going to explain it to you there anyways. So Air Travel, the Inside Story. This is the back cover of a book, okay? And you're going to read the text here. And here, look, we've got some more here. So that's why we're not going to read it together now. It's pretty long. And, come on, where's, oh, there. You're going to answer these questions. True or false, and let's see why. Okay, so now read the extract again and mark the sentences true for F, true at T for true, or F for false. Underline the parts of the text that gave you the answer. Okay, so I want you to find the answer and tell me where you found it. Most airline passengers believe that the life jacket could save their life. The passengers who inflated their life jackets too early didn't survive. Customs officers can see through the mirror in customs. Makes sense, right? Passengers are often caught by customs officers because of their body language. Well, my father-in-law loves those airport shows, you know, on I think Discovery Channel, in which the guys are going to catch criminals, or not criminals, but people trying to smuggle drugs into other countries, and they always catch because the person is so nervous and everything like that. But let's find out by the book. Passengers get confused because what they can smell is not on the menu. There aren't enough wheelchairs for all the people who need them. And 8, one flight attendant sometimes makes sarcastic comments about passengers who don't really need wheelchairs. Okay, so you're going to read the text, answer true or false, and then we're going to talk about it next class, okay? What I want to talk to you about now is this mini grammar portion, so we can finish our class. We're going to see the use of so that and such that. So look, the passenger is normally so embarrassed that he disappears as quickly as possible. When this happens, there is often such a strong smell of roast bird that passengers on the plane think that chicken is being cooked. We used, guys, these, or so and such, to express a consequence. Look at here. Look. Oh. So that. So is placed before a modifier, such as an adjective or an adverb, to intensify its quality or manner. This emphasis on the modifier expresses a remarkable situation. This clause can stand alone as a sentence, or it can be paired with that plus a cross to express the result. So usually, if we use so, sozinho, it can be by itself the clause. She's so beautiful. Okay? Or we can use cause and effect. In that case, we need that. This meteor storm passed so quickly that it went by in a week. So guys, observe here that we can use with an adjective or an adverb, okay? Such is the same thing, but look. So is placed in front of an adjective or an adverb. Such is placed before a modifier and a noun to intensify the quality of the modifier. This emphasis on the noun phrase expresses a remarkable situation. This clause can stand by itself. Oh, it's such a beautiful day. Or we can have that to express a consequence, to express an effect, okay? It was such a beautiful meteor storm. It was such a quick meteor. It was such an amazing sight, okay? And then we have that if we want to express consequence. So look here. Again, we can... Ai, peraí, deixa eu botar vocês em algum lugar. There. Look, use so plus an adjective, so plus an adverb. We can use so many. Oh, look, there was so much traffic. There were so many boys. Such plus an adjective plus a noun. Okay, so it was such a great hotel. We had such a terrible weather. Can you see, guys? Uncountable nouns. So happy, so interesting. But if we have a noun, we use we use such. Okay? You can read more slowlier at home, more details. But what I want you to do then for our live as well is to do letter B, to decide if it's so, so much, so many, such, or such a. Okay? If you have questions, please write them down so we can talk about it. And we are going to discuss these 2 points and some extra things during our live, okay? Bye, guys. Have a fantastic week. Be safe. And I hope to see you soon.